Hey there, dog lovers. You're listening to Wag.Wander.Repeat, the podcast where every tail has a tail and every pup is part of the pack. I'm your host, Frankie, here to celebrate the joy, the mess, the magic, and mayhem that comes along life with our four-legged friends. So grab a leash, a treat, or just a comfy spot on the couch, and let's dive into today's adventure. In this episode, I'll be chatting with you about choosing the right fur friend for your lifestyle. As always, I'm going to start with a few news stories and my thank you for being here for my Wonder Crew. I hope you enjoy this episode. As always, please drop me any questions or future topic ideas in the comments. So let's dive into the Wags and Wins segment. Today, we'll be talking about Lillie Ann, a 4-year-old dog living with her parents, Robert and Karen. Recently, saved a neighbor by alerting everyone to a problem only she seemed to notice. So one night while they're watching TV together in their living room, Lillie Ann dove into action. Unable to leave their front door alone, when her dad Robert went to check the hallway and saw nothing to be alarmed about, Lillie Ann continued to alert them. She ended up guiding them to one of their neighbors who was injured and unable to get up to find help. This neighbor had been calling for help, but only Lillie Ann had been able to hear and find her. Our next story is about a dog who helped solve a case of a missing 3-year-old. So, as officers were canvassing a neighborhood where there was a sighting of a missing kid, a friendly dog approached them and remained close by, but started to move towards a nearby house. As officers followed the dog, they searched the garage where they found a car with a child inside. Officers who captured this entire incident on body camera footage called it a real-life Lassie moment. All right, so did you know, like humans, dogs can tend to favor one paw? Yes, your dog can be right-pawed or left-pawed. A recent study describes how to discover which paw your best friend favors, as well as how the difference between the two paws might help explain their behavior, emotions, or cognitivity. For instance, the research suggests that left paw favoring dogs might be more pessimistic. To find out, it can be as simple as paying attention to which paw your dog relies on most. One easy practice could be sliding a treat slightly under the couch to see which paw your dog uses for reaching for it. I want to hear what you guys find out, so let me know if your dog is right pawed or left pawed. All right, now we're going to dive right into getting ready to welcome your new best friend into your life. There's a lot to consider when you're doing this. What I suggest is starting with some meaningful, thoughtful ideas of what kind of dog would fit best into your life. My husband and I have not been great at this. We have welcomed dogs with very little thought at times, and I don't always recommend that. So let's talk about some of the why and the different aspects of what you should consider when you're going to add a fur friend to your family. Well, you can expect to make some changes in your life and routine to welcome a pet into it. You should consider what exactly you're capable of handling. Let's go through some details that might help you during this decision-making process. Let's start with the basics. How active can your best fur friend be? How big of a yard do you have? How often are you able to walk your new best fur friend? Will they have room to play inside your home? Would you want them to take them on weekend hikes? Consider how much physical activity you're able to give them and what that might look like within your routine. You might be okay with physical activity, small dog, but struggling to mesh with a very large active dog. You might prefer a fur friend who doesn't need to spend a lot of time burning that energy. This seems to be one of the things that a lot of people, don't consider when they're adopting their fur friends. You might have a fur friend that needs socialization and to be around other dogs. Are you a one dog household? Do you have multiple dogs? Do you, if you are a one dog household, how do you feel about doggy daycare? How do you feel about making sure that your dog has that outlet that it needs for that energy and exercise? Uh, this leads to another important question. What size of dog can you handle? While you might have a preference to begin with, make sure that you give this some thought. Are you capable of handling a pulling or large dog on the leash? Would you be able to easily pick up and transport your dog when needed? Does your couch have room for a large dog? Does your car have room for a large dog? Does your bed have room? I mean, because of course they'll be sharing it with you, right? As a large dog ages, there can be more difficulty in transport. Are you able to lift them or buy the appropriate ramps that you might need to transport them safely to and from hospital or veterinarian visits? Next, can you handle frequent grooming appointments? There's some dogs that are just completely beautiful dogs. But they need that frequent grooming, right? They need baths and nail trims and all of that. So do you have room in your budget to pay for grooming routinely? Some dogs need it every 4 to 6 weeks. Are you okay with needing to transport your dog to the grooming salon, however frequently the service needs done? Now let's talk about behavior. Everybody loves the idea of having a well-trained dog, but you should consider what that means and what you're going to have to do. Do you have time, energy, and willpower and knowledge to train a dog? Are you capable of spending time and money on paying for that training? If the answer is no, then consider avoiding a puppy and looking for a more mature dog, maybe something that's already house trained. You should also consider how your dog's personality, habits, and behaviors might mesh with you. For instance, certain dog breeds like Huskies are known for loud, talkative behaviors, right? As part of their daily lives. Are you able to handle that? Do you have neighbors close enough to hear, and would they mind? Some dogs can be aggressive or nervous. Are you able to handle issues and help them through them? This can require a lot of patience and might change the way you envision your routine walks. So what breeds of dogs are you looking at? If you have specific ones in mind, make sure you do your research, right? If you haven't already raised a certain type of dog, like let's just say a corgi, I highly recommend you research their personalities first online. Find out how active they are, what they like, and what are some other generalizations that you can learn about the breed. This might help you determine what activity level, personality type, and training requirements you might eventually need to handle. Just make sure you're not making full assumptions based on breed. A dog can also surprise you. And remember, there's a lot of mixed breeds out there that need love too. Most important part about finding the right best fur friend for you is ensuring a match is happy, healthy, and overall good for both of you. This is Wag.Wander.Repeat. Thanks for listening to this segment about choosing your best fur friend to welcome into your family. If you have any questions or want some more tips on this subject, please reach out. I'd love to chat about it. I'd love to dive deeper. However, I only have time for just a little bit more. So today I want to devolve into some common misconceptions about dogs and different breeds. Whether you're looking for a new dog or generalizations can help, but you can't rely on everything you hear. So let's start with an easy one. Oh, so many people assume that all bully breed dogs are naturally aggressive, and it just kills me. That just isn't true. Take it from me and my snuggle bug, Maddie, who is nothing but sweet to her humans. And she actually also loves kids. Pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, Cane Corsos. There's a list of dogs that have prejudice against them. And, you can't believe everything you hear out there. All right. Another misconception is that small dogs are yappy or get loud. That depends on the dog. Some small dogs are picture perfect in public without yapping, barking, or any aggression. This just has to do with their personalities and how they've been raised. Some breeds are hypoallergenic. That's just not true. All dogs do have some dandruff and some vulva, that can trigger allergies. Some are minimal. While shedding less can help and make major improvements in allergy symptoms, no dogs are completely allergen free. Um, Smart, popular breeds are the easiest to own. This is another misconception. I love this one. While collies, golden retrievers, labs, and other dogs are very popular, well-natured, you need to consider how much these dogs require enrichment, exercise, and socialization. Smart, energetic dogs require a lot of attention. Smart dogs, period, require a lot of attention. They can be awesome family pets, but you should also be prepared to put in a lot of time to make sure that they're happy, healthy, and occupied. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Wag.Wander.Repeat. I'm so thankful for your support. I'd love to help by if you could help by sharing any of these episodes. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please tell a friend. I'd love it if you would subscribe, leave me a review, share what you learned. Until next time, keep your paws happy and your heart full, and don't forget to wag, wonder, and repeat.